And good afternoon on August 17th, 2016. Just checking out the YouTube live broadcast because on September 12th of 2016, Google is transitioning the Hangouts on Air from Google Plus to YouTube Live. So the best I can understand it is they want to disassociate the ability to broadcast a live uh, video or a group video. They want to transition it from the Google Plus platform over to the YouTube Live, which I guess kind of makes sense. It's like one less place you have to learn or remember. Now, what was confusing, however, was Google Hangouts on Air can be used to have a group video. So you could invite people to join you, up to 10 people, and so they would all show up on that video. And then each time somebody talks, they would show up on the screen. Now, the YouTube Live did not have that capability. You could only broadcast one person live, unless you had some special software, and then you could presumably hook up varying video feeds. As far as I can tell, there's no way of getting a group of people or more than one person to broadcast on the same live broadcast. So anyway, so that's what I was trying to check out is whether you can still do that. And apparently you can, although of course I'm just myself to date. But what you do, and I probably can't explain this too well since this is the first time we've done it, you go into your the Google Live, YouTube Live section. So you go to your channel, on the left-hand side there's an event place to press, and then there's a choice of, I can't even remember the choices offhand. Then when you go into the events, you then want to search for the quick method versus whatever they call the other one. There was two choices. I think one was quick and one was something else. And the quick one, as I recall, has in parentheses using Hangouts on Air. So you click that one, and then you set up your title and your description, and if you want to do it right now or later. And then once you do all that, it automatically opens up what the same thing as you had on Google Hangouts on Air, the same pages and screens and so forth, which allows you to set your camera and the mics, and also to invite people. So that was the main thing I was looking for, was the ability to invite people to appear on the broadcast with you. So it looks like you can do that, at least today anyway. So the main thing is you go to your left-hand side there, you go to the events, and then you click to do a new event. Okay, that's one of the things, you got to do a new event. Because for some reason on my YouTube channel, I had some existing events that I apparently had set up but never done. Click do a new event, then down there towards the middle somewhere on that page, there's a choice of doing it quick or whatever else they call it. So the quick one gets you back to your standard. The other choice just goes to the regular YouTube Live, I think. And the YouTube Live is the one where you set up an encoder like FME, or I can't remember which ones they allow, but you have a specific encoder that you have to set up to use the YouTube Live. which is quite complicated, as I recovered. I've done it several times, and unless you do it regularly, you never get it right. It is really super complicated. So although they do have apparently they have a beta YouTube Live, which is still complicated. But they give you a choice of doing beta YouTube Live, but it's quite confusing. So anyway, so this looks like a fairly easy way. Now, in my case, I'm using a very low bandwidth, low speed internet. So that's been a problem because either the video comes out poorly or the audio sometimes will get a little distorted. I'm using, typically I use a separate microphone. Today I'm using my Logitech camera's microphone, the Logitech camera. And I'm just curious to see if there was some glitch with my other microphone. And perhaps that was causing this distortion. Because typically on for the YouTube Live, the audio takes preference. So if anything messes up, it's supposed to be the video, not the audio. But my audio was messing up. So anyway, so to summarize what we're doing here today, we are the Hangouts on Air through Google Plus are ending on September 12th. So after that, you have to use the YouTube Live page. So you go to your YouTube channel, go to the events on the left-hand side, choose new event, and then you can choose if you want it now or later, and then click the quick method, which says using Hangouts on Air, and then set your titles and descriptions and so forth, and then it'll take you to your Google Hangout on Air, just like you had before, where you can invite people to broadcast with you on the video, the live video. Okay, so anyway, so that's the summary of what will happen on September 12th, 2016, or I think it's actually, they say September 12th, but I think that they are saying that after September 12th, you have to use the YouTube Live. So on September 13th, you'll have to use YouTube Live to broadcast a live broadcast that you used to do on Google Hangouts on Air. Okay, so I hope that makes some sense. And like I say, this is the first time we've done this today, so it's still a little bit confusing. But it seems to be fairly simple once you get over the initial of where to go and what to click. And so that's it for now, and I hope this on September 13th turns out to be working well, and hopefully you can actually add people to broadcast with you, because that's my main thing, is every Sunday I have a little broadcast for half an hour at 11:30 on Sunday, and that was the purpose of using the Hangout on Air, so you have a guest to broadcast with you at the same time. All right, so we'll close up this broadcast describing the coming up September 12th or 13th, the transition from Google Hangouts on Air to the requirement to use YouTube Live to broadcast the live broadcast. All right, talk to you later from the Florida. I am Don.